High school is old, very old. It was built in the 1920s. Many people who grew up in Switzerland, including some of our board members, attended there. My children attended there, and their parents attended there. It's in need of significant repair. We are continually, this meeting is an exception to that. We are continually spending money for capital improvements to that building. Last year at this time, we had to repair the entrances of both buildings with bricks falling from the, help me out, Joe, the parapet, and we had to replace fire escapes that were pulling from the buildings. We have water problems, and we will have a presentation, a brief presentation this evening to talk about those issues. But the building is old. I think the one issue that you hear in our community is, I think nearly everyone in this community understands the age of that facility, and that we certainly have gotten our money's worth out of that project. Again, it was built in the 1920s. It was significantly improved in the 1960s through additional purchases of property and additions to the gymnasium, on the gymnasium side of the building. It was updated 20 years ago in the mid to late 90s. Essentially, it was a Band-Aid in the late 90s, but we got another 20 years out of that building. And then the second point I wanted to make, and this is the more difficult issue, is that the options regarding the location of a renovated or a new high school are strikingly limited. And this is the issue that this board has been grappling with since I've been on the board, and I've been on the board 10 years, and I see that Mrs. Murdoch is in the room, our former president, and throughout the 2000s that issue was renovated. It really goes back to the 1960s. It is an issue that has occupied so much energy of this board for so many years. We've come to the time now where it's really time to commence. This board in this year has been placed with the responsibility to not kick the can down the road anymore, and it's time to begin to figure out what we're going to do with that facility. So it goes without saying that this is an extraordinarily challenging and difficult decision. It's not going to be popular, and no matter what this board determines, we're not going to make everybody happy on this decision, but we are prepared to proceed. We have a number of presentations this evening that will talk about the land that we are purchasing, talking about some of the issues that have led us to the point that we are, because of the magnitude of this decision tonight, because of the importance to future generations. This is perhaps another 100-year project that we're embarking on right now, as our present high school was for the board members in the 1920s, and for our taxpayers. So we are videotaping this so that we will immediately put these presentations on the website so that they can be viewed by our community members, because obviously we have a very limited number of our community members here, and I know there's going to be great interest in, and there has been great interest in the decision of the board.